Hello everyone, this is Bridget, and today we're going to be talking about 5 things you need to do to prepare for the Spring Equinox. This is an energy update, an Ascension update, and the things that you need to do to prepare for this energetic gateway, which is in connection with all the crazy chaos going on in the world and the things that we need to do as light workers, as beings of love and light, to spread that throughout the grid and seed it during this pivotal portal gateway. So I'm going to be getting into the 5 things you need to do in just a minute, but first I want to talk about the significance of the upcoming equinox all the way through the Easter gateway. So for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, March 19th or the 20th, depending on where you live, is the Spring Equinox, this intermediary point between the winter solstice and the summer solstice. This is the time energetically when we are seeding. We are literally planting to grow in the collective. And that's why whatever we're planting right now with our vibration is so essential. What we're thinking, what we're feeling, what we're perpetuating, what timelines we're focusing on is super duper critical. This is a very powerful gateway. All of these different earth timing gateways are really significant. They literally are portals. That's been known throughout history. The Taoists talk about this one as the golden door. So there is availability for much more light and timeline shifting available at this time, more than any new moon or full moon or anything like this. These times are extremely pivotal. So what's actually happening, so you can tune into the light and the vibration of what's happening on Earth and with the sun at this time, is it's the Earth's outbreath that starts to happen. So all of the deep, nourishing, like deep soil energetics, right, within the earth, within Gaia, within the Sophia, are actually starting to breathe out. So there's a vibrational outpouring that is happening that is available when we connect with earth. I have a video, I think it's over here, of different ceremonies that you can actually do, different rituals for the Spring Equinox. So go check out that video if you want to connect in with more of the ritual ideas for that day. But the idea is there's this upsurge of frequency and vibration that is coming up from the earth that you can tap into. So I really suggest getting outside on the earth, and even in your meditations, just tune into this warmth. I feel it is a warmth and a golden light that is coming and transmitting up through the earth. It's not just a temperature, it's getting warm outside kind of thing. It's an absolute transmissional availability that you can tap into. Now, the other piece that's very interesting with this birth and this uprising, this outbreath that's happening from Gaia, is that also in the encodement of Earth and humanity is the resurrection codes, which are the ascension energies available through Christ consciousness, which is coming at the beginning of April. And during this time is that resurrection and that ascension energy that is culminating on and around Easter is available. So as we can see, there's this planting and the seeding, this vibrational transmission we can tune into of light, of rebirth, of actual ascension transmissions from the solar logos as well as the divine Sophia. So it's an incredibly powerful time. So I invite you to tune into those energies, those frequencies, and to do your part to add to that, to plant your seed of light, of consciousness, of intention, of piercing clarity, love, and compassion for what you would like to see resurrect, see ascend within yourself and thus within the collective. And so whatever we're planting during this time is very important. So just be aware of that. Now, I know that there's a lot going on, and there's also a lot of unknown. And also, there's a lot of isolation taking place where we're kind of in this separation, physical separation energy. And so if you're wanting more of the unity consciousness, more community at this time, I'm opening up the doors a little bit early for you guys for my Soulite Collective membership so that you can be a part of that. There are hundreds of amazing, like-hearted, like-minded people in there for you to connect with, to bond, to create relationships with, especially at this time where we're moving together digitally and energetically in Unity Conscious right now. And as a part of my membership, I have amazing meditation, spiritual exercises, months worth of archived content, and then continual live content, live calls, so many fun things, so that when you're at home and maybe don't know what to do, you can align your energy with these positive exercises, meditations, processes to develop yourself, to stay in brightness, to stay in lightness, to continue developing, and connect with like-hearted community. So if you're interested in that, the link is down below and you can go check that out. So now we're gonna get into the 5 things that you can do to prepare yourself for this spring equinox, for this energy gateway, as well as everything that's up right now and everything that is gonna happen in the future. How you can be with yourself, what energies you want to cultivate and develop at this time so that you can be a pillar of light. So the first thing is presence, because that's all there is. Right now, we're in a time of complete unknown. Literally, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And so in this space, what's being invited for us to develop within ourselves is this deep sense of stillness, deep sense of presence in this moment. And that is challenging sometimes because it might feel like we have a lack of control, right? Of the future, of our lives, in a very actual physical way, right? Like say our health or money or physical circumstance. It feels like there's a lot of lack of control. But what this actually can do is it can catalyze us to go within. It can catalyze us towards more presence, towards more kindness with ourselves in this moment right now, which is all that matters anyways. And this moment and this energy where you're at right now is what creates the future. So it's highly significant to tap into that energy of presence. The number 2 thing you can do to prepare for the equinox and this timing is to cultivate fearlessness, which is energy that is actually quite piercing and quite powerful and empowering. And so one of the ways that you can tap into this is to tap into the greater cycle and big picture of the collective, of time itself. And actually the stones in Scotland taught me how to do this. I have a video interview that I did with my friend that you can go check out about this, where they've been there. These stone pillars of stone circles have literally been there for epoch after epoch. They've seen the fall of civilization. They've seen it come back around. They've seen it all, and there's this eternal energy which is really, really powerful to tap into. And in that moment of understanding your eternity and tuning into that deep knowingness, there's this fearlessness because you truly understand that you're infinite and you understand the bigger picture and you understand that this is why you came here right now for this moment, to be a part of this transition and to be a way shower of light. So standing in that energy and really grounding into that fearlessness and actually literally physically kind of squatting with the earth and getting this strength in us is really, really significant at this time, especially for sensitive people that want to kind of like check out and leave the body. It's like, no, you're here. We're here. We're doing this together. So stay focused on that energy. Number 3 is discernment. This is so key and really, really important to be a pillar, to understand what is yours, what is not yours, right? You might have had different waves of fear come through, different waves of anxiety in your energy come through. You're like, oh my God, it's intense. I've had that come through me and I'm like, Jesus Christ, there's a lot going on in the energy of the collective right now. But that's okay. What we can do in this discernment piece is realize thus what is ours, what is not ours. So when you feel these waves of energy come through, ask yourself the question, stop, get into the presence mode and ask yourself the question, is this mine? And it's probably not at this point. It's like, holy crap. Because in this moment, you are probably fine. You know, you're probably safe in your house and things are probably okay. And so really understanding that it's probably not yours. So checking in, and is it the collective? Asking yourself the question. And is it, this one's really interesting, is it my ancestral trauma imprints? So one of the things that is happening right now in the collective is that we hold the cell memory within our bodies of that which our ancestors went through. We understand this in transgenerational epigenetics, that we actually take on and get passed on, say, the trauma of our ancestors. So most of our ancestors have not processed that. So literally when a pandemic or things where there's quarantines or those kinds of energies, it can actually trigger trauma that maybe your ancestors had from World War I, World War II. It could be also triggering past lives of, say, like literally the plague or something like that. But a lot of these initial fear waves, in my opinion, are coming from this ancestral triggering. That's why a lot of this has started in Europe, and there's been a lot of that spreading really quickly because those morphogenetic fields hold those imprints of war and a bunch of PTSD and stuff that has gone on. And so that energy is easier to spread there. And now it's kind of coming into America a bit. So asking yourself, is this actually possibly my ancestors? And in that place, there are many things that you can do. I have a whole playlist. I have a course that you can work with that energy and transmute that for your lineage, which then actually transmutes it for the collective. So it's a great way of being of service right now, is to check in and see that. One other piece to the discernment or the fear and the fearlessness that you can work with is that you, because you're sensitive, path of least resistance, might be actually processing that energy for people that can't process it themselves, because it actually needs to run through and move and ideally ground into the earth to be neutralized, not just kind of run in your own circuit. I'm going to do a video about that probably later this week, how you can actually release the energy from your own body and from your own energetic field, but you might be actually processing that energy and transmuting it for other people that might be going numb or might not be able to. So know that you might be doing that, and that is a great way of doing service. If your nervous system or you can't handle it, you can say that to yourself. You can say that to your guides and higher self and ask for it to be sent somewhere else or transmute it into the earth so that you don't have to process it and you can stay clear and bright. Number 4 thing you can do to prepare yourself at this time is to tap into constructive creativity. Again, this is connected in this timing right now to the equinox, to spring, to the energy of resurrection. This is the time of year where we're fertile with all kinds of possibilities and all kinds of inspiration to actually redesign humanity, to redesign the systems that are falling apart, to stream through new solutions. So as you're kind of on your own and having these transitions where you might have a bit more time on your hands, tune into what you can do to be constructive and to be creative, to add that energy into your own personal life and to the collective. So this literally could be taking out a piece of paper and drawing rather than scrolling social media and watching another virus video. This could be sitting and journaling and downloading new information of possible solutions that you think could help people, doing things that are proactive, even just helping other people at this time, expressing yourself, putting out your services, your abilities, so that we can come together in more connection and the energy can be creative. Because with all this destruction, the opposite has to be taking place. Creation and constructivity can also take place, so tap into that energy so that we can build from this into a greater humanity, and create a more harmonious earth. So the 5th thing you can do to prepare yourself is to tap into the pure vibration of love, of kindness, of compassion, of high vibrational light. This is it. Be a transmitter of this energy. Seriously, if we can just stay in this high energy, it's going to help everything. So that other people that might not be feeling that can have a guiding light energy to anchor to within the collective that is aligned with love and light. And it's not just like love and light and so airy-fairy, but it is truly, truly feeling it. So whatever is going to get you into that state, whether it's having dance parties with yourself or whatever it is, doing meditations, be sure to do those things. And sometimes you might not be feeling that. And so if you're wanting to transition from a space of maybe fear or challenge, a good energy to tap into first that will help you transition to love or to brighter energies would be courage. So can you have the courage to step into positivity? Can you have the courage to step into a brighter state, right? And that is a good way to bridge that, because going from all the way from fear to love is actually a really big jump sometimes. And with what might happen or what's coming up right now, that might be a big jump. So understanding that you can move up the grid of different energetic emotions, and you can look up the power versus force chart to see this, moving to that energy of courage will sway you towards positivity rather than being on the negative front. So even if you can just slightly be more positive, that's going to be helpful right now. So that's the transmission I have for you right now. I was being kind of quiet and with myself and tuning into what would be the most helpful to share at this time and what's the most helpful to focus on. And through at least my vessel and my higher guidance, this seemed most significant to share at this time. So I hope that it has been helpful for you. Please comment below. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if any of these different ideas or way of being are supportive or helpful for you during this time. And I truly wish you all the best. And I am so here with you right now with whatever you're going through. If you need me, just let me know. I do have my Soul Light Collective membership opening up, which I feel like is so perfect at this time to come together digitally, because we can't necessarily physically. So to come together digitally in a really kind, bright way, in community, in unity, with lots of high vibrational tools and meditations to assist you during this time and to keep you in a bright state and to create connection and love and that kind of vibration flowing through every aspect of your life. So if you're interested in that, please click the link below, and I'd be super honored to have you in my community. So thank you so much. Please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button and the bell button with the subscribe button so you get notifications every time I do new videos. Be sure to share this video with anyone that you think that this would be helpful for. There's a lot of negativity in feeds everywhere, so the more that we can actually spread positive, constructive, empowering information, the better it's going to be for the world right now. So I really suggest that. And thank you so much for watching, and I will have a new video for you soon.